Welcome to Southern California. It is the 1920s, and a line of eager customers is waiting to enter this mysterious building. A loud lion roar is heard, and the smell of raw meat and hay envelops the block. This was Gay's Lion Farm in El Monte, California. This was not a zoo or a circus. This was a working lion farm, where visitors could watch lions being trained for Hollywood, producing what has probably become the most famous lion of all time, the MGM lion. Among many other notable big cats, this was once a must-see attraction for all SoCal visitors. So why did it disappear? And what remains of this iconic Southern California landmark? Welcome to Waste Media. Today we will find out the story behind Gay's Lion Farm. You wouldn't know it today, passing by the overpass of this freeway. All that's left of the farm today is this statue of a lion behind a fence. Many people will not even see it. Growing up in Southern California, I had never even heard of this place until recently. So let's get into it. It all began in the early 1900s. With two seasoned circus performers, Charles and Muriel Gay, born in France and England. The two shared a passion for working with lions, a passion that they had developed while becoming well-respected circus performers in Europe. They arrived in Los Angeles in 1914, as the city was transforming into the heart of the film industry. Charles quickly saw an opportunity. He wanted to combine his lion taming skills with Hollywood's growing appetite for exotic animal actors. Through his connections in the circus world, he was able to acquire his first 3 lions and began showcasing his lions to curious crowds in MacArthur Park, then known as Westlake Park, near downtown Los Angeles. His small group of lions caught the attention of early Hollywood filmmakers, and his business began to grow. By 1925, his collection of lions had outgrown the cramped spaces of MacArthur Park, and he decided to move his operations to El Monte. They found an unzoned 5-acre property that would soon transform into Gay's Lion Farm. The Gays wanted the farm to be more than just a home for the lions. They envisioned a place where the public could come and watch magical lion shows and get up close with the big cats. The farm was designed as a U-shaped compound with a nursery for cubs and a central arena where Charles could perform his lion tamer shows. The farm's design featured thatched roofs and architecture reminiscent of Africa. This aesthetic would later influence designs like Walt Disney's Adventureland. The farm became a roaring success, attracting thousands of visitors from the first day it opened. Tourists would come to watch Feeding Time, where over a ton of raw meat was consumed daily. Many celebrities of the time would visit the farm, such as Albert Einstein and Eleanor Roosevelt. In 1925, El Monte's high school adopted the lion as its mascot, inspired by the farm. The Gays even provided a live lion named Elmo to cheer on the team at major games. The lion sculpture at El Monte High School is not specifically of Elmo. Instead, the sculpture was one of the lion statues originally commissioned for the farm itself. When the farm closed in 1942, the statue was relocated to the high school and installed in front of the auditorium in 1950. But this famous farm wasn't just a tourist destination. It was the most important supplier for trained lions for Hollywood at the time. Lions from the farm appeared in countless major productions, including Charlie Chaplin's The Circus, but even more famously, both Slat and Jackie, the iconic lions that would become known around the globe for their famous roar and as the face of MGM Studios, were also from this farm. Slat was the original MGM lion. He appeared in MGM's silent films from 1924 to 1927. He never roared on camera, since movies were silent at the time. His successor, Jackie, would become the first MGM lion to roar in films once sound was introduced, and is still synonymous with MGM Studios to this day. But it wasn't all smooth sailing at the farm. In 1928, while the Gays were in Europe, A trainer failed to secure a runway during a lion transfer. 2 lions escaped, and farm manager John Roonan was severely injured while trying to subdue the lions. His wounds required 100 stitches, and he later died from his injuries. One of the lions was killed by trainer Joe Hoffman, and the other was recaptured and unharmed. It became a media sensation at the time. Despite this and the death of another trainer at the farm, business was booming, and the farm seemed like it was here to stay. But in 1942, everything changed. The United States entered World War II, and with it came a wave of rationing and shortages. Most importantly for Gay's Lion Farm, meat became harder to get a hold of. The troops were hungry, and the Gays soon realized they would not be able to get the 1 ton of meat they required every single day to keep the lions fed. By this point, the farm had about 200 lions, but now it seemed impossible to maintain such a large amount of apex predators. As a result, the Gays were forced to close the farm in December 1942. Many of the lions were loaned to zoos around the country. Charles Gay initially planned to reopen the farm after the war. He didn't want to let his dream die. He kept around 50 lions as breeding stock, hoping to rebuild his operations once conditions improved. Unfortunately, his health began to deteriorate, and by the time the war ended, it was too late, and he had become too ill to manage the demanding task of running the farm. He retired to Balboa Island, where he lived until his death in 1950. As El Monte transitioned from a rural agricultural town to a growing suburban community, the memory of Gay's Lion Farm began to fade. In the 1950s, the construction of Interstate 10 paved over much of the original site of the farm. Today, there is a life-sized bronze statue of a lion to commemorate the site of the farm. Behind it, there is a busy freeway, thousands of people driving by each day, unaware of what used to lay beneath them. Thanks for watching. Subscribe, like the video, it helps a lot. Got a lot more videos coming. Gonna be making a lot more videos within California for the next couple weeks, so be on the lookout for that. I post every week. Thank you guys again. Right here is the lion that was gifted. And this was gifted to the school because they used to do shows here with one of their main lions for the high school.